know if you guys can hear me. I'm pretty sure we're good. I forgot to de-oil my face, so I look like a disco ball right now. So I'm going to give this just a second or two to do its thing and get where it needs to be. I'm trying to stay out of the light. We'll see what happens here. The car is a little shaky because I have the AC on full blast because we are in the heat dome, or whatever word they've given the ridiculous heat wave that is hitting the south. Lisa, always Lisa, appreciate the 5x5. You guys can hear me. We're good. Are y'all in the heat dome? I'm pretty sure heat dome is what they've called it. It said earlier that it was 102 degrees here in Okaloosa, Florida, which is right on the butt crack of Alabama, right? It said it was 102 degrees, felt like 111, and I'm like, why? Why is that what we're doing right now? And they're saying it goes all the way up. So listen, if y'all are in the middle of this, let me just tell you right now, there is nothing fun for women in this heat. My daughter calls it, when it's really humid out, we call it humidititties, because that's what happens. You get that like pool of sweat in your boobs, and it's not attractive. It's not sexy. We don't like it. The guys probably don't like it. Nothing is good about it. When your butt cheeks are sticking to the top of your thighs, those are still your thighs, even though it's the back. When your butt cheeks are doing this thing where they like scrunch down into the back of your legs and they're sticking because of the humidity, that is not a good thing, okay? So I am not wearing shorts. I'm wearing like leggings all day long so that my butt cheeks cannot touch the back of my legs. I don't even know how to explain that and not visually sound like an ant or a Kardashian when I say it, because that's what I picture as a Kardashian. But it is hot as balls out here. Hot as the devil's anus, if you will. It is not cute. And so I have the AC on full blast, the seat cooler on, and it is what it is. All right, we've been here a couple minutes. Let's jump into this. So, y'all, we haven't done politics in a minute because, you know, it gives you a headache. It's too much brain power some days, and you just want to get away, right? So, we're going to talk about it a little bit right now, though, because I feel like it, and that's what we do over here on Squirrel Tribe. We do what I feel like doing. And so right now we're going to talk a little bit about Barack Hussein Obama, and what has been done in the dark has now come to light. All right, thanks to the good old Tulsi Gabbard, you know, the one that was a Democrat, the Hawaii Democrat, and then she was like, I'm going to go independent, and then she was like, F that, I'm going to throw my name in the Republican side and back President Trump. And so now we have Tulsi Gabbard on our side. I just want to give you a little synopsis, if you will, of what this is. And according to this is breaking, okay? And Tulsi Gabbard confirms, all right? Oh, rip Ozzy. Brian just said that. I was going to talk about that later. Ozzy Osbourne passed away today at 76, right after he just did his last farewell tour, song, whatever. We were going to talk about that a little bit in a upload video, but it did happen. A lot of people are upset about it. Some people not so much, because they considered him, you know, Satan-ish because of the type of music and the way he looked, and I don't know, eating the head off of a bat. His wife is, you know, absolutely special. His daughter and son, all of them a little bit of a whole entire shit show there. But a lot of people really liked Ozzy Osbourne, so the fact that he passed away today after just doing his final concert is very heartbreaking for a lot of people, especially who grew up with Black Sabbath and Ozzy in general. So I'm sad for the people who are sad for Ozzy. I did not grow up listening to Ozzy, so for me, it's one of those, oh man, that sucks. Kind of like Theo from the Cosby Show, the Hux. Which, side note, why is it called the Cosby Show if they were the Huxtables? Just out of curiosity, never really understood it, but whatever. But Malcolm Jamal Warner, right, passed away yesterday. They said he drowned in Costa Rica. That's another black man who has drowned, weirdly. I don't know. Remember Barack Obama's, side note, Barack Obama's chef, who happened to be an Olympic swimmer, just happened to drown in Barack Obama's lake or pool or something. Okay. I'm pretty sure one of Bill Clinton's chefs or somebody just died a couple, however long ago, in one of his areas. Maybe it wasn't his, but one of his chefs also drowned. What is it with chefs drowning? That's all I need to know, because that doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, let's jump into this stuff and we'll move over to some other stuff later. So, Tulsi Gabbard confirms former President Obama authorized assassination attempt on Trump. Now, this is an article that came out by a man named Jonathan Gregory, and this is based off of the information in the report that Tulsi Gabbard gave to, I don't know if she gave it to Congress. I don't remember who she gave it to, because like I said, I've been trying to step back from politics a little bit, but this was too juicy not to just like jump into, right? So this came out yesterday, to yesterday on July 21st, because today is the 22nd. And this is what it says. I'm just going to read this to you, and then I want to read you something else that came out from Barack Obama's people, and then we're going to have a small little discussion, right? This says, in what may become the most explosive revelation in U.S. political history, Director of National Intelligence, DNI, Tulsi Gabbard announced that declassified intelligence files directly implicate former President Barack Obama in authorizing a covert assassination attempt on then President-elect Donald Trump. The files, set to be publicly released, detail a sprawling top-secret program initiated in the final 30 days of Obama's presidency with the explicit goal of preventing Trump from ever taking office. Okay? Operation Silence was not just surveillance. It was an organized multi-agency plot to eliminate the president-elect. This is what Gabbard said during an emergency intelligence briefing. She said, the documents outline everything from recruitment of black ops teams to manipulation of communications to the final phase, physical removal. According to, that was the quote. Now it says, according to sources close to the investigation, a failed attempt on Trump's life was thwarted only days before the inauguration, thanks to an anonymous whistleblower inside the National Security Command Center. Redacted transcripts reveal that Obama, under the pretense of national security, convened an off-the-books task force of senior intelligence officials and military advisors at Camp David in late December. One document, marked Eyes Only 44, reads, the threat Trump poses to institutional stability cannot be overstated. Removal, if necessary, is justified. While Obama has not commented publicly, but now he has, legal teams are reportedly mobilizing behind the scenes. As the files prepare to go public, the country teeters on the edge of political reckoning, and the question now isn't whether there was a plot, but how far it went and who else involved. Now, the reason all of this to me is, I don't know, ironic or interesting or ooh goody, like the timing, is because we've been having this whole Jeffrey Epstein, Pam Bondi, Dan Bongino, Kash Patel, Donald Trump, just massive shit show for the last week or two, right? With the he said, she said, they were gonna, but then they didn't. Now he's covering and now she's covering. Now they're backtracking. He's quitting, she's quitting, fire them all, whatever. It's been a whole thing, right? The last couple weeks. And the whole time my brain is going, what is the purpose in this? What are we missing? What is happening behind the scenes while we're looking here? Because everything is look over here, not over there. Focus on this, don't look over there. Only pay attention to this, don't pay attention to what's happening over there. So the what's happening over there is Tulsi Gabbard sinking her teeth into Barack Obama and looking for whatever's going on. So while we're all focused on Epstein and basically crumbling from the inside, Republicans, hello Trojan horse, the left has Trojan horsed us. What's happening is President Trump and Tulsi Gabbard and those people have been looking into something else. So when President Trump is standing up saying to you during the Epstein things that all of it was made up, or not all of it, I know he didn't say all of it, but there's a lot that's not real. There's a lot that's been tampered with because of Obama, because of Hillary Clinton, because of Joe Biden, which Hillary Clinton having her hands in anything is so stupid to me because she was never president. She was never going to be president. Bill Clinton, while he was president, Hillary was, you know, what was she? Nothing. I mean, he had his side pieces, whatever else. I don't really know what Hillary was really doing except for hiding things, Benghazi, whatever else. But somehow when we talk about when the world, and by the world, I mean the United States of America, started to kind of crap itself, it was, we always mention Obama, Hillary, Pelosi, and now Biden. Those names always seem to go together, right? And if you saw Hunter Biden, yo, if you saw that freaking crackhead in his interview talking about how the difference between crack cocaine and regular cocaine and how you can make it and cussing out George Clooney and everything else, I was like, oh my gosh, how did this happen? It is just, I don't know where we are in today's reporting and interviewing and whatever else, but whoever decided that Hunter Biden needs screen time, I don't know if you're a genius or if you're dumber than Hunter Biden. I can't decide. Either way, I thought that was just absolutely amazing because it pretty much, I mean, Hunter Biden gave it all away. He pretty much told everybody everything. And anyway, Obama, behind the scenes, for the longest time, pulling the strings like the puppet master that he is, right? So then Tulsi Gabbard says all this stuff talking about how Obama's trying to tried to assassinate President Trump, everything else. And then they're saying, we're waiting to hear from Obama. Well, here is what has happened. So, statement issued from the office of President Obama. Are you ready for this? Listen. Out of respect for the office of the presidency, our office does not normally dignify the constant nonsense and misinformation flowing out, of this White House with a response because of what he's been saying about Epstein and stuff, right? Whatever. But these claims are outrageous enough to merit one. These bizarre allegations are ridiculous and a weak attempt at distraction. Nothing in the document issued last week undercuts the widely accepted conclusion that Russia worked to influence the 2016 presidential election, but did not successfully manipulate any votes. These findings were affirmed in a 2020 report by the bipartisan Senate Intelligence Committee led by then Chairman Marco Rubio. What's interesting to me, y'all, is that nowhere in here does it deny anything else. There was no, we didn't try to take that man's life. Didn't say anything about that. All it says is nothing in the document issued last week undercuts the widely accepted conclusion, which doesn't mean truth. It doesn't undercut the widely accepted conclusion. Now listen, just a couple days ago, I sat here and talked to y'all. Well, not here, I was in a different parking lot. But I sat here and talked to y'all about the Mandela effect and how they've convinced us that there was no cornucopia in Fruit of the Loom, and they've convinced us that Sinbad was never in Shazam. Both of which are bold-faced lies, because there was a cornucopia in Fruit of the Loom. It's from the 80s. I remember that. It's the only reason why I know what the crap that thing is, right? I didn't learn it from Thanksgiving with Charlie Brown. I learned it from Fruit of the Loom. I also saw the movie Sinbad, the movie Shazam with Sinbad in it, the light-skinned dude. People keep going, are you sure you're not talking about Shaq? No, that's Kazam. But because of the Mandela effect and people trying to convince you that you did not see what you think you saw, did not hear what you think you heard, whatever else, here we are. And now you have this. Undercuts the last week, blah, blah, blah. Nothing in the document issued last week undercuts the widely accepted conclusion that Russia worked to influence the 2016. Accepted conclusion because you've pushed it, because that's all you've talked about, because that's all, like, it's a Mandela effect kind of thing. When you say Obama was legally allowed to be president, but a lot of people go, well, his birth certificate shows Kenya. I don't know which one of those is true. Is it a Mandela effect? Is it because people call her Kamala, but her real name is Kamala, but because of the Mandela effect, and they've convinced us that her name is Kamala, that's what it's always been, even though before she ran, it was Kamala, or whatever, however the Indian people say it, because she's Indian, not black. Y'all. Anyway, I saw all this, and I was like, listen. The last time I saw Barack Obama have a discussion, I knew I was done with anything Barack Obama related. Now, y'all know I am a proud reformed libtard. I would consider myself as having been Democrat, having been liberal or whatever else during the Obama administration. I didn't vote for him. This was the first time I've ever voted, and it was for President Trump. I voted for President Trump this time around. I've never voted before in my life, 43 years old. Never really paid attention to politics. But I would watch Obama speak, and I'm like, man, I like the way he talks. He's got a nice gait, which is not the right word, but a nice gait to his speech. Whatever. I don't know the right word, but I'm like, I like the way he talks. I feel like he's honest because I was stupid. And I think he has the best at heart for all of us because I was stupid. And now, outside looking in, I was stupid because that man, what is the right word for it? I don't even know what to call it. It's like he hypnotized a country and convinced them that he was going to save the United States of America, right? And instead, what did he do to help? He did not help Cadence. Thank you, Turbo. He did not help black people. He made it worse for black Americans, in my opinion, and the opinion of a lot of black Americans that I know. He made it worse for them. He put us in a bigger debt than numerous people. He started the whole open border bullshit. Yes, he deported some, but he also let way too many people in. A lot of things about Obama. He started the whole DEI push. He started the push for gay and everything else, which, if you're gay, you're gay. Again, this loses a lot of people a lot of times. I don't give a shit. I think a lot of people are born gay. I think there's also people who decide to be gay because it's the fun thing to do. But generally speaking, I think a lot of people are born with their sexual orientation already whatever, right? And you don't have to agree with it. If we all agree, to be a boring ass place, but that's how I personally feel. But I saw him in an interview with Michelle Obama and her brother, whatever, Michael Obama. And he was saying how, and I'm not going to play it because I don't really give a shit for that, but I saw a video where he was talking about how every man needs to have, or every boy needs to have a gay friend, a gay male friend. And how when he was in college, he had a gay professor and he had all this other stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, it's probably because your wife has a dick, number one. But number two, he was saying that every guy should have a gay friend so they can learn empathy and sympathy and how to talk to women and whatever else. And I'm thinking, or, and hear me out, this might be weird, but how about you just talk to women and learn how they want to be talked to and learn how to not talk to them? You don't need some gay guy to tell you how to act towards women, because guess what? They're two completely different types of people. A gay man is not a woman, and so hanging around a gay man might show you empathy, sympathy, whatever, but it's still not going to teach you how to be towards a woman. Like, that doesn't make sense to me, right? So when he said that, I'm like, okay, so what you're saying is you're hoping to push a grooming kind of thing. And now hear me out, because I know I have some male and female same-sex partner people in my audience or in my viewership, whatever else. I am not saying that gay people groom kids. That is not at all what I'm trying to say. But what I am saying is the way Barack Obama put it out there made me think that the way he is looking at it is that there needs to be more gay people persuading other people to either be gay or act more feminine or act more this or whatever else. And I hope that makes sense to y'all, because if you want to destroy a country, the easiest way to do it is to stop reproduction. I mean, when you have this massive push for the LGBTQ, whether it's gay, whether it's transgender, whether it's whatever, what is happening here is you are essentially pushing for the stop of reproduction, because two dicks don't make a baby and two vaginas can't make a baby. I mean, the math only maths the correct way. 2 plus 2 will always be 4. The people who say 2 plus 2 equals 5, y'all are fucking stupid. It is not humanly possible. 2 plus 2 will always equal 4. And if you have two of the same thing, guess what it's not going to do? Give you a baby. If you have two vaginas or two dicks, you're not making a baby. You got to have a little bit of everything else. You need sperm and you need some eggs. And you're not going to get both of those in two whatevers or whatevers. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So when you have Obama sitting up there on this podcast with his husband, wife, or wife, husband, whatever you want to call it, and talking about how every boy needs to have some gay male in their life, whether it's and this is what he said. He goes, every young boy needs a gay male in their life. That way they aren't, how do you phrase it? Because I'm not going to play it because he's stupid. Something along the lines of, that way they get used to it and they don't see anything wrong with it. Like if their uncle's gay or their dad is gay or their whatever else is gay. I'm like, that's not how we do this. That's not how we do this. The push for the division of, and again, I know I rub people the wrong way here, but I hate it for you. The push for the division of families in the biblical sense, whether you're biblical or not, is really, really getting excessive over the last few years, right? When everywhere you look. Oh, so then today, look, where is it? I shop at Ulta every once in a while. Okay, and hear me out. I shop at Ulta every once in a while because they carry Clinique stuff there, and I like the Clinique makeup removers because they don't hurt my skin. They're better for my skin sometimes. They take off my eye makeup, whatever else. So I like to go there and I can get a discount. A lot of people don't like Ulta. There's reasons why people don't like certain places, and I get it. Well, today, even I said, I might also be done with Ulta. And I know it's hypocritical on my part, and I'm fully aware of it. And I'll be the first one to point out when I'm a hypocrite, because I believe that everybody should have a fair chance at getting their business off the ground or whatever else. But they put this man from Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. him with his beard and his dress and his overly feminine ways, so excited, hopping around like a dumbass and scooting around like he's so extra feminized that it's ridiculous. And he's so excited because he has his own brand inside Ulta. And it's like, these are things I can't get behind. These are things I can't get behind. That's just me. I can't get behind it. There's nothing that makes sense to me in pushing the downfall of masculinity and the downfall of femininity in women. They are pushing femininity in men and masculinity in women. That is what is going on. They're trying to reverse the roles. The hell for, I'm not quite sure, but they're trying to reverse the roles. And the only thing I can think is when you're trying to demasculate an entire male population is because it's easier for control. It's easier to come in and take over something if there's not somebody with any testosterone in their body that's going to fight back. You go to rob a house and you get to that house, it was like, oh, I don't believe in protection. Guns are icky. Ooh, no. And then they can't defend themselves. Or, the guy doesn't have even one ball, let alone a set of balls to step up to defend his family because he turned into such a pussy over time because of the way that our country is and has been for the last couple of years, that robbers come in and kill wives, kill kids, kill dogs, kill whatever. It's like the easiest way to cause destruction is to confuse the ever-loving shit out of the people inside the country. It's not the food. It's not the water, which is what we always worry about. Watch the water and, pay attention to the food. That's not it. It's the people. You come through and you find a way to destroy the people, and it makes it so much easier to take over everything. And that is how my brain works. I don't know why that's how my brain works, but that's how my brain works. That's that. And now we woo-saw just a hint. Okay, so you have this dude, Jonathan Van, whatever y'all called him in his dress and it's the jumping around for me. Like, bro, really? Calm your tits. It's all that just, it drives me bonkers. But I saved this. So remember how we've talked about Elon Musk numerous times. Yay, Elon, boo, Elon, yay, Elon. We're not sure what to do with Elon. That's where we are most of the time, right? Well, Elon, when he left California because of Gavin Newsom, we talked about he left California because Gavin Newsom was trash, because Gavin Newsom was pushing the transgenderism on children, because Gavin Newsom had it signed into law that schools didn't have to tell parents when the kids in the schools were going by different pronouns or wanted to do this, and that kids didn't have to have parental permission to go have gender mutilation or genital mutilation, right? All these different things. And so for those reasons, Elon Musk was like, I'm out. And he took his talents to Texas, right? His businesses, himself, whatever else, took him to Texas. And so I'm thinking, yeah, fuck them, right? Show Gavin Newsom, show all of them that they don't get your money, they don't get your businesses, they don't get your anything until y'all, Elon Musk either has been playing all of us for fools, or I can't decide if he's been playing us for fools or if he's a genius. And I didn't save the first one here. I guess not. I saved the second one. So Elon has just opened this Tesla diner in LA. Okay. And I want to show you if this will play. I don't need volume. I just need this to play. Where you at? Do your thing. iPad. Work. Technology. Right? Am I right? So Elon posted all over X about how great he is because he has opened up a Tesla diner in LA. And this is, I'm going to his page. Maybe here it is. So here it is. And it says, this place signifies what Tesla is all about, which I guess is talking out your ass and, whatever. It says, what an amazing place to spend some time, no matter if you are a Tesla owner or not. Very carefully done, craftily done, with plenty of details throughout. This is a place to be proud of. So this is the new Tesla diner in LA. You guys can see it there. Got a ton of charging stations. It's got a, outdoor, like a drive-in theater kind of screen, and then there's the restaurant, and it gives you like a 50s drive-up kind of place mixed with like a steak and shake look. To me, that's how I feel about it. That's what it looks like, and it's supposed to be this great thing. And I'm thinking to myself, Elon, honey, Boo boo. Why are you taking these talents to LA? Why didn't you build this literally anywhere else? Have you been to LA lately? Do you understand what an absolute shithole it is? Do you understand that Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass will let your shit catch on fire and then do nothing about it because there's no water in the fire hydrants, there's no people, there's no whatever, there's no water in the reservoir, and if it burns down, screw you, we're gonna take it and demolish it and build affordable housing? Why did he go here? That's what I want to know. Why out of everywhere did he pick LA to build this thing? So he says, I lost it. Hold on. There's another one here. I'm trying to find his post on it because he's been posting a lot lately, a very lot lately about a lot of stuff, a lot of reposts, a lot of other stuff. This is SpaceX. No, where is the other one? He posted about the diner. The Tesla diner is beyond amazing. Feeling down, skip therapy and come here instead. So there's some video of some chick inside the Tesla diner, and the to-go boxes are shaped like Teslas, all kinds of stuff, right? And I don't understand why he would go there after being so vocal, so incredibly vocal about his distrust, his distaste of the California government in general. Why would you take your business there? This is a view from outside. You guys can see, like, I'm not gonna pretend like it doesn't look cool as shit, because it does. It looks like some place that I'd be like, let's go by just to see what it's like, because I'm a curious person. Please hold. Green tea, not beer. Actually, very same green tea from 2 days ago, because I can never drink a whole one at once. So somebody says more money, I'm sure. And I'm wondering if Gavin Newsom gave him money or gave him some sort of incentive to come back, to bring stuff back. And I'm like, did you forget the people that were literally setting your cars on fire, spitting on your cars, crapping on your cars, wiping doo-doo on your cars, keying the cars, setting the dealerships on fire, all these different things. And yet, here you are back in LA. I need to understand the reasoning behind these things. I need to understand. We left Georgia because Georgia was pushing a you know what for my child to go back to school during the C-19 years. We left because of that. You know why we're not going back to Georgia? Because of that. Hell no. Line in the sand. Here's the line. I'm not crossing it. You tried to push something on me I do not agree with, and therefore I'm out. I'm done. We're not moving back there. I would literally pick any other state just because of that one thing. But Elon, as vocal as he was about it all, went back, tail between his legs, to LA. And I don't understand it. And that in and of itself, it wasn't the post about President Trump on X. It wasn't the petty little bitchiness between the two of them. Both of them. President Trump had his own. Listen, I think he's a great president. Doesn't mean I have to like everything he does as a human. We've talked about this numerous times. As a president, I think he makes very, very good decisions. As a human being, well, sometimes don't really love the way you do some stuff, but I'm here for your presidency. I'm not here for you as a human. I'm here for your presidency, all right? And as a president, I feel like the little pissing contest between him and Elon on X was just, ugh, like, come on, like, really? Like, no. So that in and of itself with Elon wasn't enough for me to distrust him. None of it, right? There was a lot of things that Elon did that a lot of people are like, oh, I don't trust him now. But for me, it's the fact that he built this in LA. That to me shows underhanded, wishy-washy, no loyalty, no, what's another word for loyalty that's not like blind loyalty? I don't want that, but something along those lines, like no, yeah, I'm not going to get that one. I should have brought a thesaurus or a dictionary. But that to me was the nail in the coffin for me and how I feel about Elon. Am I still going to use X? The website, not the drug. Never use that in my life. But the website, yes. The social media site, yes. You know why? Because there's a lot of stuff on here that we need to talk about. So I will continue to use this platform. Right now I have the blue check on there, which means Elon got some of my money to put towards his LA diner. But once this year is up, I will not be renewing my blue check on X because I don't give a shit. Like at first I thought I needed it in order to be seen so that more people could get the information during the election. No, it's all a money pyramid scheme. So as soon as the year that I have paid for is up, no blue check. So just know that If there's a bunch of other squirrel tribes out there without a blue check, you'll know which one is mine and which one is fake. So how about that? But again, I no longer trust Elon because it feels real underhanded to me what he did. Oh, here's his. Tesla posted it. Tesla diner and supercharger in Hollywood, LA, open 24/7 starting now. So it's a 24/7 thing. Like, it's always open. It's very Jetsons, and I felt like Pulp Fiction for some reason when what's his name is Vincent Ortega, right? Isn't that John Travolta's name in the movie? I can't remember. And then Mia, the Uma Thurman character, when they go in and they order the shake and the burger and they do the dance. For some reason, this made me think of it, although it's a 180-degree difference, but it still made me think of it, maybe from the roundness from the outside. But he lost me. He lost me with this. So I just wanted to share that part with y'all. Let's see what else we got here, because there's a whole bunch of stuff. Hopefully you guys are doing good. No, we talked about Tesla. Go away. And then, so then, according to this, RFK Jr. has officially removed the C19 shot from the childhood vaccine schedule, which is interesting when just now, like a couple days ago, which is not the same as just now, but you know what I mean, in the general vicinity of time, the CDC and the HHS has said that the C19 vaccine can be used for babies from 6 months to 18 years, or 18 years? Yeah, starting at 6 months and up, that it's okay to use. But at least they're removing it from the schedule of it. So now it's going to be one of those, if you want your kid to have it, which, if you're a good parent, and I know that makes me sound awful, but if you're a good parent, you do not want your kid to have it, you won't do that to your child. That's my personal opinion. That is not advice, YouTube, or anything else. That's my personal opinion. I would never. That's just me. Okay, so this is, real quick, let's go with this other thing here. No, that's not it. Please hold, go nowhere. Oh, no, there's a whole other video. I'm not doing it. That's a whole other video. I'm going to record that one and put it up. But I saw this, all right? You guys, we're backwards because it's a live stream, so y'all know how this is. But here is, I saw this morning. My husband and I were talking about it. And it's a Snoopy thing, Charlie Brown Snoopy thing. And it says, Charlie Brown says, "What do you miss?" He says it to Snoopy. And Snoopy says, "I miss the way I viewed the world before I knew too much about it." If that is not the most profound shit I have heard in a very long time, I don't know what is, because I'm pretty sure we all feel that way. Like, we are children with not a care in the world. Or teenagers think we are indestructible. We know everything. Our parents are stupid. We're the coolest, whatever. Then you hit your 20s and you're like, all right, no, I'm learning. It's a little bit harder out here than I thought. Now I understand why my mom was like, we have food at home and all this other stuff. Then you hit your 30s. Maybe you're married and have kids and you're like, man, it's getting a little rough out here in these streets. This is a lot harder than my parents let on. I probably shouldn't have been such a raging a-hole to them in my teen years. They were just doing their best. Then you hit your 40s and you're like, God, I miss when I was an idiot and thought the world was great and that parents had it easy and that I knew everything and whatever else. It's absolutely crazy how the older you get, the more, what's the right word? Disillusioned? Is that the right word? Like, when you're like the blinders are off. Is disillusioned when you see things for what they are, or is disillusioned when you can't see things for what they are? Right? Y'all know what I mean? I don't know. But either way, I feel like the older we get, our eyes open up more. For most of us. Not everybody. If you're still a Democrat in your 40s, your eyes are still closed. But you look around at the world and you're like, man, I miss the world before I understood why the world is the way it is, what makes the world actually turn, which is, you know, money and greed and war and drugs and power. It's not, love doesn't make the world turn. It's supposed to, but it doesn't. The love of money makes the world turn. The love of being greedy makes the world turn. The love of war, because it involves money, makes the world turn, right? And it's sad. We talk to our daughter, she'll be 16 soon, and we talk to her all the time about everything that's going on in the world. We don't sugarcoat anything from her, because I don't want her at 18 or whatever age she decides to leave and have no clue, oh, the sun's down, what the world is actually like. It would be like sending a sheep into the wolf's den. Like, I'm not going to do that to my child. There are some parents out there who are super shielding when it comes to their kids, don't want them to know what's going on in the world, don't want them to know any hardships they've been through, don't want them to know what hardships their kids could go through as they grow up, you are not helping your kids that way. You're not helping yourself either, because the guilt you're going to feel later on when your kids are like, what the fuck? How come you didn't tell me this is what life is like? You're not going to like that feeling either. So we tell her everything. She knows everything negative that has happened to me in my life, and negative that I have caused for myself based off my actions. She knows way more than I think most parents tell their kids. And it's not because I don't want her to have a childhood, or I don't want her to have innocence or whatever else. I don't want her to be stupid. That's all it comes down to. I want her to understand life. Like, if you look back at generations, previous generations, some of y'all here who may be in the older, more seasoned years of life, y'all, your parents, your grandparents, you were having kids at 14, 15, 16, married, running households, butchering animals, building houses. I mean, where we are now is not where we were 100 years ago, right? So why are we treating our kids now like any different than they were treated 100 years ago? At 8 years old, get your ass up, take the garbage out, clean your room, vacuum, sweep, go cut down something, make some food, like do these kind of things. Like, you have to teach them. And we've become such a nation of coddle these little shits that they turn out to be little shits. That's all I can come up with, because over time, somehow, and I'm going to blame it on the Democrats, over time, and the politicians, the corporations, the money people have convinced us that families aren't important, that learning things is not important, that being self-sufficient is not important. What's important is that we fall in line, do the things we're supposed to do because we're supposed to do them, or we think we're supposed to do them, and be good little worker bees, and have to rely on other people for help. And by other people, I mean the government, so that you are always stuck in a position where they rule and you drool. No, they rule and you have no ability to rise up and rise against. That's what it all comes down to, right? Like, I thought the sun was going away and now it's back. But that's how I feel about it. And I know I have a tendency to just go off on random ass tangents. It's not on purpose. It's just, it's kind of what happens. I don't remember where I was going with that. Either way, my hair doing? Either way, my child will understand everything. She knows the good and the bad of Trump. She knows the good and the bad of Biden, which is, probably all bad. I don't really know there's much good. Obama, we talk about all of it, because I would much rather her have that information when she gets out into the world. What country was it? Oh, no. Some country, son of a beach, if y'all remember, some country, Norway. I might be wrong. I'm pretty sure I'm right, but I might be wrong. I'm pretty sure it's Norway just said that 16-year-olds can vote. Unless the kids in Norway are being raised way different than the kids here, that's a horrible fucking idea. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me, because 16-year-olds here are so stupid. Not all of them. Before anybody here gets their panties in a wad or a twist or a bunch or whatever, not all 16-year-olds are stupid. Mine's not. But a lot of y'all have stupid 16-year-olds. Whether your kids, your grandkids, your nephews, and your nieces, your whatevers. A lot of 16-year-olds are inherently stupid. Giving them the right to vote makes absolutely no sense to me. 18, I don't even think you should be able to vote. My personal opinion. If you can't drink alcohol or own a handgun, or I think it's handguns are 21, right? If you can't do these things until you're 21, you also should not have any say in how the country is run until you're 21. And we talked about this weeks ago, where somebody said you shouldn't be able to vote until you're 35. I didn't see a problem with that. You can't be president until you're 35. Why should you be able to make decisions on who the president is if you're not even old enough to be the president? I understand a lot of where people come from on why they say the things they do. Our brains are not done growing, maturing, learning, whatevering until you're in your 30s. At 16, you know what I cared about? Whatever that cute boy was doing. That's what I cared about at 16. You know what I did not care about? The president. Ask me who the president was when I was 16. I don't fucking know. I do not know. Who was the president when I was 16? Who was the president in 19? Oh, I think that's Bill Clinton. 1998. Nope. Nope. George Bush. George Bush was the president. No. Son of a beach. George Bush was president when the Twin Towers. That's all I remember is when George Bush was. Okay, so it is George Bush. I thought so. It was towards the end of his presidency when the Twin Towers happened, his term there. That's what I thought. Okay. I don't think 16-year-olds should be able to vote. I don't think, now that I have an almost 16-year-old, I don't think 16-year-olds should be able to drive. Because at 16, I feel like I was probably more mature than my daughter at 16, but only because I was a latchkey kid, right? So I spent a lot of time with different, like with adults, and a lot of time by myself, and a lot of time reading books, and a lot of time doing this and whatever. And so I think I grew up more and faster than my daughter, plus things that I went through as a teenager that she will never go through. Made me grow up a little bit faster. So at 16, I was ready to drive, right? She's almost 16 and she's like, I don't know about that. No, she just got her learner's permit a couple months ago, so she won't even really be able to drive until she's almost 17. And then thankfully, Ron DeSantis has passed a what's the word? Driver's ed. You have to have driver's ed in Florida before you get your license. And I'm like, thank goodness, because when I was 16, there were not nearly this many cars on the road, and the cars that were on the road, they weren't nearly as impatient and asshole-ish as people today. Now there are so many cars on the road. People are constantly looking down on their phones. They're assholes. They have road rage. They're driving drunk more often than not. They're driving stoned all the time. It's just such a scenario for catastrophe for a 16-year-old who doesn't know or have enough experience driving, right? I'm like, if we lived in the middle of, bumfuck Iowa, that'd be different. You could drive, right? But where we live now, especially during tourist time, I don't even want to go anywhere. I don't want to go anywhere. It's people behind the wheel. I'm like, listen, no, if you hit me, I'm gonna knock your teeth down your throat. Like, I don't like the way people drive. It bothers me. I'm a very defensive, offensive driver. I've got both sets. My husband, he makes fun of me, but I'm like, hey, we made it through the traffic faster than everybody else, and nobody hit us, and nobody whatever, so it is what it is. I'm a very defensive, offensive driver. I play both sides of this. But either way, I don't even know what the hell we're talking about now. I'm sorry. You guys are talking about all this stuff. I didn't mean to. Oh, Lisa, I'm from bumfuck Iowa. I don't know why Iowa popped into my head. It was the first state I could think of. I've been through Iowa. It was a little bumfucky in some parts, but so is every state. No state is immune to bumfuckery. How about that? Listen, there's a lot more we could do, but I feel like I should let y'all go because it's almost 6 o'clock and we've talked a lot already. And let me do the Ozzy Osbourne, and then I will let you guys go because I'm sure you have other things you would like to do. So, Ozzy Osbourne, this person's an asshole though. So this person posted about how he passed away and then put up an article about Ozzy Osbourne says he's feeling relieved after getting his first COVID-19 shot. So I'm like, you don't really need to do that. We know a lot of people got it, some because they had to, some because they wanted to. It is what it is. But bringing it up after he dies, I feel like is a little douchey on this person. It says here, the Black Sabbath lead singer canceled concerts after experiencing blood clots in his legs and had a filter placed in his artery to protect the spread to his heart and brain. And then they're talking about how he died suddenly after years of illness, which mysteriously started after getting vaccinated, which has happened to a lot of people we know, right? But this was his last performance. I don't think I can play it without getting copyright. Let's just do 2 seconds. Like, there's him, right, in his chair. You guys can see that there. He sat the whole time. The crowd at this thing was absolutely... I remember watching when he went out there, because I was watching a bunch of videos of it, and the crowd was huge. And so many people were crying watching him. And like I said, I guess because I didn't grow up with him like that, I don't really understand the draw. But it was the same thing with Michael Jackson. Like, I loved Michael Jackson's music, and you would see people like passing out and crying and screaming and whatever. But then I kind of had the same moment when I was 16 and saw Tim McGraw. I cried. I did all this other stuff because I loved Tim McGraw at the time. Don't blame me. It's whatever. For some reason, I liked cowboys and jeans. I don't know. I've grown out of that. We're good. Although sometimes there's still some good looking cowboys and jeans. It just depends. But I've grown out of that. But for Ozzy Osbourne, all these people are very, very sad about it. And they're saying here, where's the thing from his family? Ozzy Osbourne X account, they posted on the X account, and I know that's backwards. They said, "It is with more sadness than mere words can convey that we have to report that our beloved Ozzy Osbourne has passed away this morning. He was with his family and surrounded by love. We ask everyone to respect our family privacy at this time," and then signed Sharon, Jack, Kelly, Amy, and Louis. And so that's that. He was 76 years old, and a lot of people are saying that if he hadn't had the whatever, he'd be fine. I'm like, that man did so many drugs in his entire life that it's probably more than just that. It's a culmination of everything that led up to, it's still bright. It's a culmination of everything, right? And unfortunately, over time, your life catches up to you. Your life catches up to you. I am at the age now, look, I'm only 43, and I'm like, if we go out and have drinks, I'm like, 2. I am done with 2. Whereas at 22, 23, I was like, give me all the drinks. I can drink them all. It's fine. I would spend the night with my face in the toilet throwing up. And so I've learned the hard way throughout my life that no, you cannot drink all the drinks. Don't even try it. So now I'm like, all right, 2, maybe, right? We'll only do 1 or 2 and we're done. You have to, as you get older, people forget that your body, it needs to slow down. It can't do all the things you did in your 20s and your 30s and your whatever else. You have got to start slowing down, right? And Ozzy, unfortunately, I don't think ever, I mean, he slowed down, but he was at such a high rate of speed before the slowdown that it wasn't very helpful for him. So I'm going to show this to you guys because, and I've talked about it before, I personally don't have health insurance, right? I've talked to y'all about this. I don't have it. I canceled it for myself, my husband, and my daughter because it was absolutely ridiculously expensive. But I don't have anybody, like there's insurance like brokers and stuff out there that I could call and figure out like what's the best option for me or whatever else. But I don't trust a lot of these people out there. I wish that there was something like Chapter for regular ass insurance. I've talked to you guys about Chapter before for Medicare. I wish there was a version of that for people in their 20s, 30s, and 40s with regular insurance that could figure out, because with Chapter, they're like, listen, there's like 25,000 combinations of your A, B, C, D, all the other letters that you could pick between, and to figure out what your correct combo is it's a lot of work. And that's the problem for me with regular insurance, is trying to figure out what deductible do I need, what provider do I need, what hospital or doctor's office can I go to, do they take this one, will it get me in there, all these different things, right? So I'm still trying to find stuff for me personally, insurance wise, but I do know that I've talked to you guys about it, and a lot of y'all have sent me some like really good comments that, you know, thanking me for mentioning Chapter to y'all, because you've been able to call and get that information on if you're good with your plans, if you need to change your plans, anything like that. And I'm going to bring this up every once in a while because we're on the cusp of the open enrollment for Medicare, which is October, oh Sarah, I know you're still in here, October 15th through December 7th. I always get the numbers backwards because I'm weirdly dyslexic sometimes. But for those of you who are wondering if what you have is good or you need to make some changes or anything like that, it's a free phone call. If you guys want to call Chapter, I would recommend it. I've had my mother do it, my mother-in-law do it. Anybody I know over the age of 64 or who's about to enroll or are, I make them call just to see if they've got everything correct or not for what they need. It could get you cheaper, it could get you just a better doctor or whatever, or you could be perfect with what you have. But I'm going to show you the number and the website so you guys have it if you're interested. If not, no harm, no foul. Just trying to help y'all because I love you. But the phone number is 513-898-3528, or you guys can go to askchapter.org /tribe. And yes, this is forwards because I took a screenshot and I flipped it so it wouldn't be backwards so y'all could see it. I at least got that part right? But this way you guys can get some personal attention to your Medicare help or needs, if you guys need it at all, they're based here in the U.S. This is strictly U.S. You're going to understand the person that you call. There will be no issues there, which I think is a huge selling point, and a lot of people say that they like that part. But this is a 100% free phone call for you. You just call, you talk to them, they help you figure out if you're good to go or not. And I know Lori has called, and Marilyn has called, and Victor has called. I'm trying to think of all the people who have emailed me or left comments about how they've been helped with by chapter when they've called. One lady called, I think it was Lori called, and she got a guy here in Florida that works for chapter that was able to help her, which was great because she was in Florida, and he was like, hey, listen, I can help you out and figure out which one's the best for you here. But if you guys need it, it's here. If not, again, no harm, no foul. If you're good, you're good. Who said, I saw Nelda said, I called, save me $1,100 a year. Listen, that's amazing. It won't happen for everybody. Not everybody's going to save money. You might already have the perfect cacophony or setup of everything. And if you do, that's even better, right? You don't have to make any changes. But if you can save some, that would be absolutely amazing. Never hurts to call now instead of waiting until October. That way once the enrollment's open, you already know what you need instead of, having to wait. But besides that, I wonder, this is so stupid, but I often wonder if celebrities like Ozzy and people like that have, even for them, like, are they on Medicare? Because, like, I think you have to be after a certain age or else you get fined, right? Who helps them with their plans? Because a lot of times there's people out there who will do everything possible to screw people out of money, especially the older generation. They try to, like, con them out of stuff, which is horrific. And I think if there's a seat in hell, like, that's where you'd go for con men like that. But I wonder if even Ozzy had the right insurance, or if other people in his age group, or a little younger, a little older, if they've had the right insurance, or if they've relied on some random manager to make these choices for them, and it was all about them fluffing their pockets instead of making the right choice for Ozzy or the person. You know what I mean? Anyway, that is all, y'all. Okay, now it is almost 6 o'clock, so I'm gonna let y'all go. I gotta go back home to my daughter. Her best friend spent the night. I gotta take them some food because I am not cooking tonight. I do not feel like it. We gotta do some stuff tomorrow, and I don't feel like having to do all the dishes and everything else. It's lazy mom night tonight, so that is all. Y'all, I love you, Squirrel Tribe. Thank you for being here for this live stream, and I will have some uploads for you tonight and in the morning. Interesting topics I would love your opinions on, but it's easier for me sometimes to talk to the camera than to y'all, depending on the topic. Hopefully that makes sense and it doesn't, like, isn't weird, but there's a couple things I want to talk to y'all about, and it'll just be easier that way. And then besides that, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your, what is today? Tuesday. Nothing fun. There's no hump day there. I mean, you can hump on a Tuesday. It just doesn't have the same ring to it as, like, hump day Wednesday. Anyway, that's all. I love y'all. See you tomorrow. Okay, bye. Adios.